Another demonstration on what's going on with this box and why you need. Right now, when I was getting ready to start, it popped out the batteries just slightly enough to where it won't work. So you need that, a better one of these, and this big heavy thing, whatever it's called, transformer, rheostat, I don't know what it is, resistor. You need a better one of these, number 3 or better. I don't know what that means. And you need a better switch, the knob that turns it up, and that should do it. I used it with food I haven't eaten or had any hunger for days, a week, and it's going strong. Thought about some coffee this morning. Absolutely no hunger. It does work that way, and it'll help a lot of people, diabetics, obese people. So I'm going to get started again with the marijuana. As I explained yesterday, as soon as you make contact with the paraphernalia or the items you're going to be dealing with, try to touch them and subject yourself to extreme discomfort at exactly the same time, so that your eye is the part of the mind that processes mental visual images, sees it, touch, and then it's giving you pain to make you think, okay, this is what's doing it, or at least the part of the mind that processes visual information. Smell it also. Very important that you turn it up before you start smelling it, because you'll never turn it up fast enough. After a while, it'll hurt, and it'll make you stop doing the therapy properly. So you have to be careful how you do the therapy. Don't overdo it, or else you'll train yourself, you won't know it, into not doing the therapy again. You won't remember it. You'll forget when you need it. It's been that way for years. It took a long time for me to realize, after I used it once, that, hey, this could help a lot of people, because the therapy is of a nature that it makes you forget what happened. That's what it's for, to make you forget this part of you. As you exhale, turn it up and focus on the taste and the smell as it makes an exit out your nostrils. You'll be able to smell it again. Focus on the feeling, and that the feeling itself is producing the pain. Forget about the box, and you're turning it up and down. You're only holding the pipe. If you drop the pipe, right there, turn itself up a little bit, which is good. If it shocks you, if it scares you, immediately throw yourself back into the pipe. Focus on the pipe, the smell, and you turn it up at the same time, of course. Always having your finger on the knob, turning it up a quarter of an inch, whatever it takes to keep it at a peak level. The optimum level is one where you're fighting grimaces. You need to not fight the grimace by making faces and stuff like that, but turn it up to the point where you can't help it. It does that because you've turned it up so far you can't help but grimace. When you do that, you know you're at the right level, but instead of fighting it, focus on the pipe, relax, and that'll make it hurt more, and you're pairing it with a pipe. If you drop the pipe, turn it off in a manner which cuts it off completely. That means the red light should go off. Flip it off. And look at the pipe as it falls, as it breaks contact. You have to convince the part of the mind that sees that the pipe's doing it. So when you touch it, it starts, When you stop touching it, it stops. This will also work for other pain. It doesn't have to be electricity, any discomfort. It could be a noxious substance. It could be vinegar. As a matter of fact, it's used that way. There's chemical aversion therapy. I forgot, sometimes you can't hear me properly. I'm sorry. Chemical aversion therapy, you can use vinegar. They use some chemical that makes you vomit, dry heave, and it's considered more dangerous than electricity. Electricity is more controlled. What I do with the marijuana in the past is that, and I might have to do this time, because it's been too many days of me. I've cut down the marijuana and everything, but it's been too many days. I should have worked this morning. I think as I'm focusing on this, I should be on this. But what I would do in the past is put either drink some vinegar with this, or put some coffee in the back of my throat and just leave it there. And it's a very bitter thing, but the objective is to not let yourself enjoy the feeling. So turn it up as much as you can. Focus on it. Smell it. Smell. Okay. It just went up by itself. Focus on the pipe. Focus on the pipe. It's harder than I kill. Sheila Escobedo.
And I won't go into that. And so
the night before,
and talked about some things.
And this is a time when one of our famous actors had a tirade. Hopefully drug induced, they said. I'm not going to say the name. All right, so focus on the pipe. An ideal situation is when the pipe is actually coming towards you, it goes up. When you light this, that was perfect, because I was visualizing lighting this. When it jumped up a little bit, just a little bit, I almost dropped the pipe. If you drop it, you got to cut this thing off. You have to be ready to cut this thing off. You have to have your hand just an inch away from the apparatus. La caja de toques, TENS unit. Shock box. I wish I knew how to pause this thing. There's so many things that I want to tell you that I can't. I know what I want to tell you before I start taping. It's difficult. I want you to learn. I want you to be able to use it with as little pain as possible. So I want you to do it quickly and get it over with. Make sure that you understand how it's done. Focus on the feeling. Holding the pipe. Relax, focus on the feeling. Ask God, help me focus, Lord. Help me. Help me ignore this camera and focus, Lord. Thank you. Focus, Lord. Help me focus on the pipe. On the feeling. Oh yeah, with crack. Alright, with crack, try to speak as loud as possible. It is easier with crack because it is very, very short-lived. The high, the rush is that quick, 30 seconds, a minute, if you got some good stuff. Alright, what you do with crack is you hit that thing, hold it, and what it produces the first time, maybe the second time, is a rush similar to an orgasm located above the navel that makes an orgasm look like, pick an adjective. You immediately want it again. It's insane. First time I did it, immediately. But it was explained to me that it wouldn't happen again. But I found that out shortly after. And you start chasing it, and you start hitting it more because you want that feeling you got the first time. It doesn't happen. You have to wait hours or a day before that'll happen again. People can't wait. That's what it's been described as a heavenly. Oh, don't stop taping. Has been described as a heavenly feeling, and it is. What I did, I had a dimmer switch, kind you put in your wall, turn your lights up. Couldn't find a shock box. My dad found this one, Esteban Carvajal. He's a saint. He's an angel. He's the one that found this box in Mexico. Well, it wouldn't have got this far. Por la caja de toques, gracias Esteban Carvajal por la salvación. Okay. That's why I'm not stopping smoking, because I'm doing this. With a pipe, right. Exaggeratedly touching it, having it turned up immediately, as soon as I touched it. Physically, mentally, it produced the pain. Set up the whole apparatus, cut it. I don't remember if I already had the rock cut, but everything was loaded it right there. While I'm taking the pain, I'm putting the rock in there, lighting it up, and putting it to my mouth, of course, focusing on the mechanics of what I'm doing, the hand-mouth rooting thing, the pursing of the lips, the inhaling, the chemicals being transformed and being pumped through my cardiovascular to my cerebral, and I'm envisioning the whole thing, very short-lived, and also, and the touching, oh, it's a clean pipe, so I'm seeing the smoke go through it, also with cigarettes, envision the smoke going through it, the white smoke going through it, the sound, everything about it, the rush. When this thing starts rushing, when you start enjoying this heavenly feeling for more than a second, it should happen, because it doesn't last but 30 seconds. You should arrebatar, snatch your attention. The pain should arrebatarte la atención, snatch your attention away from it. But as soon as that happens, you're back focusing on how good it feels. The apparatus will turn itself down. As you turn it up, it turns down. It's not, that high tech and capable of sustaining a level that you want it at. So you have to keep turning it up very quickly while you're focusing on that, because you got to take way more pain than you've seen me take during that time. Again, you're focusing on how good it feels. And if you are, that means you're not taking enough. You turn it up quickly some more and focus on that feeling, that heavenly feeling. When you start coming down, you're still taking a shitload of pain, Dispenser. If I drop this pipe, I'm going to turn it off, because I think I'm about to drop it. And if I do, I turn it up more and focus on the pipe. And the smell. I hope it falls quick, because it's hurt like hell. So, you're taking about that much for crack. When you start to plateau on the crack, it happens very quickly. At one point when, okay, it's over. You're not high anymore. People say, oh, he's high on crack. You're only high for a half a minute. When you plateau and it's over, you're ready to put the pipe down. As soon as you put the pipe down, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to drop it. You turn it off. It didn't turn off. But mentally it did turn off. Okay. I'm still feeling high. Good stuff. Medical marijuana. Highly recommend it if you don't have to drug test. If you don't have to drop your pants and produce body fluids to get a job. Miracle drug. I highly recommend it for people that don't even have ailments. But I have to go to work. So I have to drug test. That's why this is happening. When it plateaus, that's when you turn it off. You just wait for the next one, next time you got a hit. I had a $20 rock. My father had given me $50. I told him that. You saw it work with the cigarettes. Let me try it with the crack. And a very generous man, always helping. Invalids, name it. Gave me $50 when brought some crack. Anyway, so and left me alone in the room so I could take care of business. Oh, I hate that word. So I'm doing this thing, focusing just on that. You got to be by yourself. The next time that I hit it, same exact same thing. When I finish with this thing, you always clean the pipe. You always want more, and you clean the pipe. That pipe wasn't clean. After I finished, I was satisfied. I wasn't like wanting some more. I would need some more. I was satisfied. I don't even know what happened to the pipe. 3 days later, I go to visit my friend down in Compton, and that's where I had learned to smoke crack. And when I walked up to the garage door, as I'm getting to the garage door, I smelled the crack that just penetrated through the whole area. And it produced in a discomfort to the level where I had a gut reaction, a dry heave. I immediately, because anybody hates that, immediately wondered what happened. It was just out of the blue, and I took another whiff, and this time I smelled the crack again, dry heaved again, so immediately I knew the smell of the crack was doing this. And I backed away. I didn't want it to happen again. And I backed away, but when I realized it made me dry heave again, I had to walk away from that garage door to my car, which is a long, deep parking lot. This place, I had to walk. But when I would turn around to look at it, it would make me dry heave just knowing, just realizing the smell. I mean, I drove away, and I had to, every time I think about that, stick my head out the window. I had to keep my head out the window to keep from throwing up. And happy as hell. Every time I thought about it, it made me dry heave. I had to keep my head out the window, like an idiot breathing in air, all the way from Compton to Norwalk, jumping up and down, running up the stairs to tell my dad. Took 6 months before I could go visit this dude. Every time I go by his house, get near his house half a block, it's like, I'd just go by his house just real quick. It's that easy. It's that quick. It's that simple. It's easy as hell for crack. That's why my government and all the people that sell drugs and everything and revenue from it, law enforcement, everybody is on me for this. 80% of the people that are in jail are there because of drugs or alcohol or related activity to it. Procuring the money to purchase it or doing whatever disgraceful, degenerate thing it takes to get. I want to save many people from having to do the things they do to get the money for the drug. If you can afford the drug and you're working 80% of the people are fully functioning drug addicts. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. Charlie Sheen was doing it if they had cameras all over him. Fully functioning drug addict. There's no reason you should put him down if he doesn't want to. He's working. You work for your money to use as you want. That's why you work. Otherwise, working doesn't make sense. Anyway, so with the crack, it was quick. It was instant. I've seen other people use it this way and got clean and healthy and left their dilapidated environments, started dressing better and becoming better human beings, which is the end of all of this, is to make it better and kinder and gentler for the most deserving of our planet, our elderly, who have taught us so much and will teach us so much. So there's many things you could use this for, countless things that you could use it for. Just focus, pray to God that He helps you do it right, get it done quick with as little discomfort as possible. I'm going to cut this. Like I say, have your box fixed professionally. Make tapes of yourself, talk to yourself while you're doing it, reminding yourself while you're doing it. And don't have anyone help you. If you do, you'll make the association with that person, whether it's a friend or your wife, and you don't want to stop having feelings for them. You might even have forget about them or have an anger for them. So you make the videos and it's just you, the apparatus of drug. I wish I didn't have to put this on the internet. Not really proud of the way I look or my situation. I'm happy as hell, but I know how you judge people on the condition of their physical appearance, the sound of their voice. You measure their intelligence compared to your level. I'm from a place and time before internet, a place and a time where I was not given the privilege of a higher education. All this, I've just stumbled across it on my path to find Jesus. I hope it helps you. God bless.